All right, this is the boy, Comedian Edwin Douglas, and you're on Uheardme First Radio Talk Show. That's right. We're on iheart-radio, Spotify, Spreaker, YouTube, uheardmefirst.com, as well as Apple Podcasts. And we will always be on demand. Before we bring in our guests, let me bring in my DJ sidekick, Uncle Ben. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very, very great episode tonight, and always forever. She is very, very, very powerful in my mindset after I've done my homework on her. I want everybody, please, put your hands together, all the way from Amarillo, Texas. Yes, I said Amarillo, Texas, on the Panhandle. Please show your love for the one and only Lisa Knaffe. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. You have a very interesting background that touches me, but before we get into deep detail, let's take everyone back to when you was, before you turned 10 years old, you said to yourself, one day I am going to become what?
I'm going to become great. I'm going to be everything that God created me to be.
Okay, because we all, when we're kids, we all have dreams. And I like people to understand that it's okay to dream, and that sometimes we dream. Some of us is we right on time. Some of us it take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean that's everyone, and but those just tune in for the very first time. Let me explain. Uheardme First Radio Talk Show is a 1-hour platform that brings in real people. They're going to tell a real story to entertain your spirit and soul. So this is what we do. We take everyone back as far as we can, as they can remember, because we know by the time this episode is over, it's going to touch someone's heart, and it's going to at least bless one person. And that's why I'm here, and that's why God anointed me to do this platform. Okay. Tell us about the business that you have today.
Well, right now I have private care homes in Amarillo, Texas. And what they are, they're smaller versions of assisted livings and nursing homes where the residents get more one-on-one care, kind of in a smaller setting, and it works better for Alzheimer's patients, dementia patients, because a lot of movement and stuff is not good for them. And I've been blessed in this business. Now, I can't say, like when you asked me back to when I was 10 years old, I did know that God had something within me for me to do. However, at that time, this wasn't my vision of what I was going to be doing. But I'm glad God blessed me with it. But I think I had to go through different trials and different things to really get to the point of knowing that this is what God ordained me to do. It's this type of business.
You said something that I'm very familiar with, and that's Alzheimer's and dementia all the same. My dad had passed away with dementia, plus he was diabetic, and I know it's not easy for a lot of family members to deal with that. So my question to you is, when you, I guess, open the door to family members who put their parents in your home, tell us some of the process. How did it go?
Well, it kind of starts with I'll go through a assessment, a resident assessment, and then the ones with dementia, my aides are trained. We deal with a lot of dementia patients, a lot of Alzheimer's patients. So you'll first have to make the family at ease and knowing that their family member is going to be okay there. Because in their mind, it's hard for them seeing their mom, dad, grandmom, granddad like that, not being able to remember. So everyone in the process has to be assured that it's going to be okay. It takes time and patience to deal with those type of residents. Even my workers, anyone that it's not in their heart to be there, I don't need them, because this type of job requires patience for everybody, the residents, the family members. You have to have patience with everyone to get them to understand the process of it, because it is hard on the family members and on the residents as well.
Wow, you said a mouthful. Because my mom did the best she could. I couldn't. Well, I knew when to talk to him, like early in the morning when their brain has been rested for a short period of time in a day. And my father and I, we had great conversation, but after an hour or two, then the mind go, who knows? And that's pretty tough. They always up late, and go to bed early on some cases. And very hard. And a person, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going through this and a person do not understand why, I've learned that everything they say they see is true, but we're on the outside, and it's driving us crazy. Okay, and some things be funny because it become a repeat cycle, what they say over and over and over. But I'll say this part: if they say they heard, they heard. If they say they saw, they saw. Meaning that they're gone in the spirit, not out of body experience, but they're gone with the spirit, and that's exactly what that is. Okay, do you have like psychologists or doctors on the premises, or do they visit?
I do have doctors that can come in, or if the family has someone that the resident has been seeing prior to bringing them to one of my facilities, I do allow their private doctors to come in, or we can transport them to doctor's appointments. So it's always something on hand that will be able to help them, because a lot of people don't understand the residents that do have the Alzheimer's and dementia. It's hard on them, because 1 minute they remember everything, and then the next, all of a sudden, everything goes blank. So don't remember anybody, anything that happened, and that goes to the saying, once an adult, twice a baby, because that is always what they'll resort back to, is being a baby or in their younger days when the Alzheimer's and dementia starts.
Wow. So in a home like yours, how many employees if a person was interested in doing what you're doing, how many employees do you think that they would have to have as a staff to make this operation work?
It just depends, because like right now I have 4 facilities. So I have my regular staff in each one, and I also have PRN staff. And the staff that you have on hand working just depends on the residents that you have in there, in each house. And right now I do have another business that I'm partnered with. My mentor, Marcy Stewart, we have another business, L&M Consulting Group, and we actually help people start care homes and different things like that.
Oh, okay. All right. Tell us your first experience or experiment, the first day when you began to start operating this business that we're speaking of. Tell us your reaction. Like, I can't believe it. Were you excited, or just tell us about it?
I was extremely excited. I was excited, and kind of nervous at the same time. But I think God got me through it. Once I got it opened up, my first one I had, and it was full. And then within that same year, I was blessed to open my other 3, all in 1 year, because the demand had been so overwhelming. The word had got out. And, of course, I've worked in the medical field before, and I knew a lot of nurses and doctors and stuff. So it was kind of, I'm not going to say easy, but I was blessed to be able to open as many as I did at once. But it was overwhelming. It still gets overwhelming at times. I just had to learn to pace myself and do everything in order.
Wow, amazing. Because I love to see women, and the reason why I say women today are changing the game. Number one, independent. Number 2, they're self-driven to themselves. Number 3, they're setting great example for our young women, our young girls. And so when I see women supporting other women or become a voice for young women, that makes a lot of difference, because you ain't going to see too many dudes, too many guys, doing as much as the ladies are doing, because a lot of men, it takes people to believe in themselves first, okay? And if they don't believe in themselves, then how do you expect them to believe in what you're doing or supporting what you're doing? Haters. Let's say friends that you may have grew up with. Do you have any haters among the friends or family now? You are a businesswoman. I mean, and if so, how do you go around it? How do you handle that?
I can't say. I don't know if I would call them haters, or it's something in that area. I have a lot of them. I'm not going to be lying and say I don't, because I have a lot of them. And I think, per se, most of it or some of them comes from, I think a lot of them are still where they were 20 and 30 years ago. And I've come from that and progressed and just kept moving. And I don't let my past dictate anything of what I'm doing today. And I think a lot of people can't get past the fact that I'm not who I was 20 or 30 years ago. I've even went so far as to try to hire friends and people from my past, and it never works, because they expect you to have favor on them because you're friends or because y'all have a past together. But I think that taught me you can't mix friendship and business. You have to draw a line. So as far as my family, I don't per se have any haters in my family. My family has been real acceptant of what I've done, and just kind of supported me. They supported me this whole time. It's just been the friends or so-called friends or from the past, and actually from the town that don't want to see you go any farther than they are.
Wow. Couldn't say it no better than that. I say that it's the key word when God elevates you in your journey. And we all hear this all the time. When God elevates you, you can't take everybody with you. So what God does to many of us, we become His chosen one. As you heard, don't mess with the one who has been anointed, ordained. The gift has been ordained in the Spirit. And when we go through our trial and tribulation, sometimes we're in there for a long time and we don't get it. But until that level in our life come to the end, God pull us out. He elevates us. He make us. He break us. Then He remake us, and then He use us. And so, and I tell people, wherever you are today, in order to have the greatness in you, you got to go through something. So when God brings you out of it, you know exactly what you're doing. You know, you pretty much equipped it. He equipped you when, I call it when you're in the fire. He's remaking you, and then when he brings you out, then he uses you. You know, and I've talked to a lot of my guests, you know, about this, and this is one of the questions for this format. If you don't mind, tell us, all of us, what is one of the trial and tribulation that made you become the businesswoman that you are today? I mean, we all have a lot of trial and tribulation, but whatever you want to share, just name one trial and tribulation that made you become the businesswoman you are today.
I think one of the main trials and tribulations for me was being incarcerated. A lot of people don't know I've been incarcerated, but I believe God has, this is my testimony to people that have been incarcerated, and when you get out and people tell you, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that, the devil is a lie. Because anything God has ordained you to do, I don't care what you've been through, if that's what God has for you to do and you are ready for change, change is going to happen. So I think that had to do it for me, because once I was incarcerated, once I got out, I knew then I'm not going back to jail. I'm not going to be away from my family, my kids, or anything again. So I had my mind set on, I worked for someone else when I got out, but then as time progressed, I wanted my own business. I wanted to be able to get out and do what I wanted to do. My kids were in school. We had AAU basketball, and I wanted to be able to leave when I wanted to and not have to ask anybody, can I do this and do that? So I started working back in the healthcare field, and from there it just kind of progressed. God kept putting it on my spirit, get your own, do this. You know, this is what I have for you to do. And once I set my mind on doing it, set goals for myself, and it came to fruition. God brought it to fruition, and it hasn't been the same since.
Wow. I'm proud of you, because I'm saying this to you. After I left Amarillo, West Texas, returned back to Dallas, and like I said before, we all have gone through so many things, and just, but it's always going to be one of your trial and tribulation going to get you to where you are today, that helped you made the decision and your mind was made up. And mine was when I was homeless. And I've been through the storm, married, divorced. But God, this is sometimes how God, not necessarily get your attention, when he got you in, I call a holding pattern. I'm talking about sleeping in my car. I had a job, but what I discovered was my pride, okay? I was in my own way, blocking my own blessing, and only thing God was trying to do is to get my attention so he can get me ready, what he had for me. And none of us is perfect, but I like how you said it better, that you have made up your own mind. You made up your mind. I'm not going to do this anymore. You had that relationship with God, and still have it. And people, if you're in the church, don't get me wrong, I go to church too, you know. Church is within you. But the church building where we go fellowship and practice. But have this in your own understanding. Get out of your own understanding and get into God's understanding, because when God calls your number, trust me, you have been chosen. It's time. All the work shall be done in the battlefield. Church building is practice. And for those who does not understand that, you can go on, fall out every Sunday if you want to, or whatever's going on while you running around, you know, falling out. That's you. But the real deal is in the battlefield, you know. So it is. Yeah. How much support have had in the community or from the community for like donation? Have that been recognizable? Have anyone or small businesses have supported you with donation?
I get a lot of support per se, just, support, but I've never had to ask for any donations or anything like that. So I haven't had any donations. God has blessed me from day one to where I haven't had to ask anybody for anything.
That's a blessing. Well, we're at the bottom of the hour, and for the last 4 weeks we've been doing the Book of the Week. But since this is Black History Month, what we're going to do is get our laugh on, and then we're going to do a special segment on Black History Month, and then we're going to come back second half of the interview on Lisa Knaffe. Don't you guys go away too far, because You Heard Me First radio talk show. Just hang on and get the laugh on. You heard me?
You know what I'm saying? They got me working on Sundays now, man. So as soon as I tweak that and move that around a little bit, I'll be there.
Okay, listen, we have a bit of a situation that's come up. We had some problems and miscommunication, and it's definitely been on the outside. They had your name, Ryan, down here with your phone number, as well as your soon-to-be wife, Sonia. They had her name here, but we didn't want to call her with this. We wanted to just reach out and talk to you and see if, just make you aware of what was going on, okay?
What's going on, man?
There's been a mix-up on scheduling. I don't know if you know, Sister Olamay, she passed away a week ago. And you're not a member of the church, so you wouldn't know her, but she's one of the oldest members here at the church. Sister Olamay passed away. And what's going on is you all's wedding is tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
Right.
But the actual funeral is at 3 o'clock here at the church.
Okay, what's your name again, Brother What?
Josh.
Okay, look here, Brother Josh. Hey, man, we already got this thing in motion, man. We didn't send out damn near 200 invitations, man. I mean, God bless us.
And I understand that, but I mean, there's no way we could have moved it around. Now, the biggest problem, the funeral home is bringing the casket first thing in the morning. So what I wanted to make you aware of, and I didn't want you to tell your wife this, but the actual casket will be in the sanctuary, but we will have it custom.
Hold up, man. Are you serious? Now, look here, man. Y'all need to move this around. I don't know what y'all going to do. If y'all have a Phyllis Paul in the back or something like that.
Ryan, the only place we can actually put the casket, if we didn't put it there, is in the actual room that your soon-to-be wife would be changing in. That's the only place.
You got your mom. My wife ain't fixing to change in no room with no dead body. Are you kidding me?
And you know what? I understood that. That's the first thing I thought of. That's what I said. Let's just put the casket where it goes for the funeral, and we're going to cover it up. And see, basically, you actually get into
wow. I can't even believe you calling with this. Man, look here, and excuse my French, man. Yeah, I know I need to get back in the church. I really do. But right now, Doug, this ain't going down like this, man. Now, we already paid the money. I mean, first of all, she should. I don't even feel like she even had to pay, to hold no wedding over at her church where she pay tithes at. That's the first thing. I ain't like that from the jump. But I went ahead and went with it because she want her pastor to marry us. And now you got the nerve to tell me that y'all rearranged that a funeral going to happen the same day as my wedding, and my wife got to get dressed in the room with a dead body?
Well, no, we're not going to put her in that room. Like I say, I'm putting that body first thing in the morning. I'm going to put that body in right there in front of the pulpit, and we're going to cover it. Now, what you're getting out of this, you get more flowers because there's going to be flowers from the funeral. So I'm thinking that's probably going to be a little bit of a perk for you. I just wanted you to be aware that there's probably going to be more people than you think, because some of the people that's going to be at your wedding is really for the funeral.
Hey, hold up, man. Are you serious right now, man? Look here, Doc. I didn't pay for this wedding to happen at this church, man, okay? And no disrespect to the lady that is passed. God bless her family. I ain't playing. To not put no dead body having no funeral as my wedding, man. That's crazy.
She's a member of the church too, sir. She's a member of the church too.
I don't give a damn about her being no member of the church, man. I done paid for this wedding, and it's gonna happen tomorrow, man. You not fixing to put no dead body at my wedding. Watch it.
Okay, Mr. Ryan, I mean no disrespect, but the woman has passed. She is not gonna get up.
Hey,
I mean, what is the problem?
The problem is your called me with this man the day before my wedding, and we didn't schedule down there 6 months ago. I done spent $25,000-$30,000 on this wedding, okay? And are you gonna tell me that we got to share our wedding with a funeral? What the hell is wrong with you, man?
Look, let me ask you something. Do you want to have your wedding at this church?
I paid for the. And like, what you mean? Well, I'm having the wedding. Okay, I tell you what. Let that body be up in the morning. I'm rolling up right out to the street. Y'all can sit out there in the front and throw flowers while throwing rice. But we gonna have a wedding inside the sanctuary tomorrow. I promise you that.
I cannot assure you that it won't be. I have no other place to put the body.
Okay, well, I bet you I found somewhere to put it. If I get that tomorrow, there's a body in there. There's going to be a couple of bodies in there. You got two choices, to move that damn funeral or to reimburse me back this $30,000 I already spent. Those are the only two choices I want to hear about. Meet me at the front door tonight with a $30,000 cashier check, or we say, can I have this wedding up in there tomorrow morning? You heard me? I ain't playing at all. No jokes. What is wrong with y'all, man? You can do something else, man.
Listen, I understand that. Listen, sir,
I don't want to hear no more from you, man. And all I'm saying is it's going to be a wedding at this church tomorrow without the dead body. That's all I'm saying. Push it to the back, man.
Right. Hey, there's one more, a bit of an issue that I need to tell you also.
What the can be worse than a dead body? What issue can be worse than a dead body at my wedding, man?
The issue, sir, that is worse than the dead body is, this is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Your best man, Jeff, got me to prank phone call you.
What?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Nephew Thomas from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You can tune in every day and catch up with Nephew Thomas with his prank calls. Lisa, are you there? Hello, Lisa. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Could you have a funeral and a wedding at the same time at your wedding?
I don't think I'll be able to do that. That's a little too much for me. That'd be a little bit too much.
Well, that's the kind of man that every woman need to have when a man stand up on both of his feet and and represent, make sure it's gonna be a wedding, yeah.
Okay.
We do that every week. Try to have our guests to get their laugh on as well as our listeners. Right here on You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show. All right, that was the bottom of the hour. Now we at the second half of the show, and as I said at the beginning of the episode, that we usually do our book of the week, but we'll be back with that next month because February is Black History Month, and I got something for you guys. Okay, the hot comb. Well, let me give you more details who invented the hot comb. I'll give you the correct information. Madam C.J. Walker invented the first straightened hair formula. There's been a controversy that she did not invent the hot comb because on the business standpoint, if you do not have documents such as in paper, then it's easy for someone to come right behind you and put their name on it. Okay, but she was married. She got married to Charles Joseph Walker in 1906. He was a newspaper advertising salesman, and that's when she became C.J. Walker. The couple got divorced in 1912. C.J. Walker died in 1926, and C.J. Madam, she died May 25th, 1919. That's Black History Month right here on You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show. C.J. Walker, She invented the hair straightening formula. And we'll go ahead and claim also the hot comb. All right. Lisa, you been using the hot comb or you curling iron?
A little. And hot comb every Saturday evening. Get ready for church on Sunday.
Okay. So that's where it came from. C.J. Walker, or Madam C.J. Walker. All right. Now we are back at the second half of the show. Tell us the name of your business and tell everyone how to, when I say how to get business started.
Okay, well, the name of my business is Abundantly Blessed Care Homes of Amarillo. And I have to put Amarillo behind it because I'm also expanding to the Metroplex and other cities as well. So they're going to be Abundantly Blessed Care Homes. Wherever I move them to, they'll just have the city behind the name. So, and then with everybody wanting to start a business, I think it has to be something that you are enthusiastic about. Because whatever business that you start, it's going to have to be something that you love doing, something that comes natural to you. And sometimes, a lot of times, we're fearful of starting our own business, thinking, what if it doesn't work? But we have to start thinking, what if it does work? Because any business you start, you're going to have to put your everything into it. You're going to have to go above and beyond if you want it to be successful. So that's why I always say it has to be something that you're passionate about doing.
Wow, very good. Now, you shared with us that you was incarcerated and then you had a job before you had your own business. And you know as well it's not easy to make transition because of the background. If you don't mind, can you educate, because all of us, whether you've been in trouble or not, could you tell everyone how important your credit score and your background, just tell everyone how important that is to be successful.
I think that is both of those things are really important. I know when we're younger, we kind of do what we want to do with our credit, and it's this or that, but I think that is going to be very important, even if you have to start over and rebuild your credit, because that is something I did have to do. You have to, if your credit is bad, start over, rebuild your credit, and kind of keep it good, because it does come a time when you may need a loan or you may need this or that, and credit is going to be very important, your personal credit and your business credit, if you're trying to build a business. Backgrounds, again, when we're younger, we do things, we don't think about it, but as we get older and we mature, some of those things come back on us. So, and even with your background, if you have a background, don't let society implant it in your mind that you can't do this, that you'll never be this or you'll never be that. Because, again, I say the devil is a lie. Where there's a will, there is definitely a way, and prayer changes everything. As I said with my business, people would always tell me I wasn't going to be able to do it because of my background and this and that. But every time the society said I couldn't, God made a way where I could. So I just tell everybody, keep your faith, keep your trust in God. Do what's right even when nobody is looking, because integrity, morals, and everything in that such, your faith in God will bring you farther than anything society could tell you.
Wow. Very good. Now, I know all of us is going through this pandemic, COVID-19, coronavirus. We heard so many things during the presidency of the past president, Donald Trump. Did the COVID-19 or the pandemic affect it or hurt or shifted your business with your patients?
Again, thank God my business has not been affected since day one of the pandemic. I've not had any incidents of COVID inside any one of my places, in any one of my houses. None of my employees have had it. And actually, when it first started, I took precautions. I shut my houses down, no visits. I had 2 employees living inside of each house, so it was not anybody constantly going in and going out. And here in the last week, I've gradually tried to open it up a little bit as far as visitations. My employees have got the COVID-19 shot. Families that I'm allowing in, they've gotten it. So I just thank God the pandemic has not affected my business one way. I mean, it hasn't affected it, thank God.
So when you turn on the news and you see these numbers going up from hospitals and other institutions, health institutions, even doctors, and have been tested positive, and there's been quite a few have died. And when you see that, what goes through your mind?
It terrifies me. COVID-19 terrifies me. And because there's people can walk around, you can be as safe as you want to, but people will walk around knowingly having COVID and still be around you, around people, period. So that it terrifies me, and that's why I shut my houses down. I hate the fact that the families have to be separated from their loved ones, but I have to look at the safety of everybody involved in the whole situation. So I follow the CDC guidelines. We wear masks, we wear gloves. I have protective gowns for everybody. I just try to be as safe as possible for my residents and the residents' families, my employees, everybody, because those numbers, especially the numbers in Amarillo, terrifies me.
Wow, it is scary. I know I've done my own research, and ladies and gentlemen, don't take this personally. Taking this personal, what I'm about to say and how I'm going to say this, I pretty much believe that the disease does exist. What they're saying as the coronavirus, I believe it's there. But I do believe that I have options, and the option that I've taken was to do my own research and feed my immune system with fruits and vegetables. On a daily basis, to drink smoothies with beet and bananas and spinach, and even I do lemon detox because I believe in God, number one. Number two, if you go back to the book of Genesis, God told us what's good for the body. The bodies need the plant seed that he put on this earth for us. The spirit needs the word. And so if you're a true believer in God and keep that relationship with God, then therefore you'll be covered with the blood of Jesus. And I'm hearing you, Lisa, thank God that you have not had any of these accidents or death. That's because you're covered with the blood of Jesus. Everything began with you. And so because of your faithfulness, God is covering the business that you're a manager of, because the business that you have belongs to God. So when you continue to believe and walk in the walk of obedience, God will cover you. Like he said, don't mess with my anointed one. And you are anointed by God. You did what you're supposed to do. You made a commitment with God, and you're walking in faith, and that's why you're very successful with the business that you're operating. Also, the people who are your partners, God ain't going to connect you with someone who's not doing the right thing. So continue to do what you're doing and just continue to be obedient. And once again, I am proud of you. I follow you. I just couldn't. When I say follow you on social media, I'm stalking you. But I follow you on social media, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. And I said something special about her. And then when I saw the article that was from Amarillo, then things start opening up, and that's why I've given you an invite to be a part of this show. And once again, I am proud of you. That I am. Yes. Is there anything you want to for people to know about what you're doing, or anything you want to promote? The mic is yours, Lisa. Go ahead and say what you want to say.
I said earlier, I am partnered with my mentor. We do have a consulting business, L&M Consulting Group, and my partner is Marcy Stewart in that. And we do help people that want to start a business. The business that we do, the care homes, we help people start those, and just pray that everyone is successful in doing so. But again, any business you start, you'll have to be diligent about it, and it has to be something that you love doing. But we do have that available if anyone is interested in getting help starting a business. And I think that's it.
All right. Amarillo, Pampa, Borger, Lubbock, Panhandle, Dallas, Arlington, Fort Worth, New York, Atlanta, Georgia, Milwaukee, yes, New Orleans, Oklahoma City. You're listening to the one and only Lisa Knaffe from the Amarillo, Texas, right here on You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show. Lisa, thank you, and we'll keep in touch. Keep doing what you're doing. God has more things in store for you with your name on it.
Thank you. And again, I appreciate you reaching out to me, having me on your talk show, and I just pray continued blessings over you, your business, and everything you set out to do. God still has a blessing with your name on it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show with your host, Comedian Edwin Douglas, right along with my DJ sidekick. Until next time, peace, and may God bless you.
Be blessed.
Bless.
Bye-bye.